Hi guys! Welcome to Beklaedt's YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on new videos, tips and tricks, and much more. My name is Iben, and in today's video I'll show you how I make my t-shirt Nælde with a square neck. This is one of the pieces of clothing I wear the most. You can make the t-shirt with both short or long sleeves, as well as with a crew neck or a square neck. You can buy the pattern on my website, Beklaedt.com. I am using this rib knitted fabric that I have bought from Selfmade. The fabric is made of cotton, modal and elastane, and it has medium thickness and a good elasticity, which is important for this design. For the t-shirt we will also use a twin needle and of course matching thread. I start by doing the shoulder seams. Place the upper front pieces on top of the back piece, right sides together. I have cut two pieces of fabric that will be used to enforce the shoulder seam. It is important to enforce the shoulder seam when working with elastic rib knit or jersey, as the shoulder seam is otherwise at risk of being pulled out of shape during use. If you have another method to enforce the shoulder, please feel free to use it. Turn the pieces around so that the back is facing up and place pins at the shoulder seam. Place the shoulder enforcer against the shoulder seam on the back piece. Stretch the piece so it is about 2/3 of the length of the shoulder seam. Stitch the 3 layers together with a 1 cm seam allowance. I finish by overlocking the seam. If you don't have an overlocker, you can use a regular zigzag stitch instead. Press the seam allowance against the upper front piece while you press the shoulder enforcer against the back piece. From the right side, top stitch the shoulder seam on the front piece about 2 mm from the edge. Find the long rib piece. I start by finding the middle of the long rib piece, which I match with the middle of the neckline of the back piece, right sides together. Then I attach the edges to the upper front piece. Use as many pins as you want. Stitch the pieces together with a straight stitch 1 cm from the edge. Stretch the rib piece so that it is the same length as the neckline. Fold the rib piece 1 cm towards the wrong side. Then fold it another 1 cm towards the wrong side, so that it has been folded tightly around the front piece. Place pins. You may need to trim away some of the seam allowance around the shoulder seam to make the rib piece lay neatly. From the right side, stitch the rib in place with a twin needle or by using a regular needle and a narrow zigzag stitch a few millimeters from the edge. I use my fingers to feel if the rib piece is neatly folded on the back. Stretch the fabric very lightly while sewing. We will do the same for the short rib piece and the front piece. Start by attaching the short rib to the front piece, right sides together, and stitch it in place using a straight stitch 1 cm from the edge. Fold the rib 2 times 1 cm towards the wrong side so that it encloses the edge, and stitch it the same way as before with a twin needle or a zigzag stitch. Sometimes it can be difficult to get started on a piece like this. It helps to pull the threads to get the fabric to slide through the machine. Fold the upper two front pieces down under the front piece, right side against wrong side. The front pieces should overlap each other by 1 cm. Attach pins. Stitch the two pieces together by stitching through the upper stitch from before. Use a regular needle and a normal straight stitch. I also make a small reinforcing stitch at the very top where the rib pieces meet. Find the shoulder marking on the sleeve. There is no difference between the front and back of the sleeve, so it doesn't matter which way you place it. Attach the shoulder marking to the shoulder seam on the bodice, right sides together. Attach the rest of the sleeve in the armhole. It is necessary to stretch the layers when placing pins. Stitch the sleeve to the armhole. I finish by overlocking the seam. Now it's time to finish the side seams. Start by placing the front of the armhole on top of the back armhole, right sides together, and place a pin. I usually press the seam from the armhole against the bodice. Then place pins along the side seam of the sleeve and the side seam of the bodice. Stitch each side seam in one continuous stitch. Finish by overlocking the seam. The last thing we need to do is hemming our sleeves and bodice. Fold the hem 2 cm towards the wrong side and place pins. Stitch the hem with a twin needle or zigzag stitch from the right side. Do not pull the fabric when sewing the hem, as the fabric will become wavy and bubbly from it. Let the machine do the work. I finish by ironing the neckline so that the rib lays nicely. I also iron the hemline on the sleeves and bodice to get a flat finish. The t-shirt is done, a wardrobe staple with a twist. Remember, you can find all my sewing patterns on my website, Beklaedt.com. My video tutorials are available for free on YouTube. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new video guides, tips and tricks, and much more.